Hello, welcome to Young's Crossing Creations. Thanks for taking time to watch me. This will be a short video. Some of you will be glad to hear that. I just got home. I went to, if you can tell, a basketball game, my granddaughter. And it's already dark, but I came out here because I was kind of had a little bit of an inspiration, something to do. I wasn't going to work on my old junk journal for a while. Well, it's not really my old one, it's my only one. But I kind of got inspired after some of my comments. And I didn't tell you, but this butterfly sticker, I'm pretty sure I got it at the Dollar Tree. I thought it was kind of cute. When I usually work on my junk journal, I'll just open it randomly to a blank page and start from there. I was afraid if I start at the very beginning, I'd never get to the very end. So this is the way I'm doing it. First, I have a little confession. On my last video, with the one that said starting our YouTube channel at 67, well, I was able to change that to 67, which is correct. But during the video, you hear me say I started it when I was 66, and I was about to be 67 in March. Well, I got it all finished, edited, and put it on, and my husband come in there and said, I already saw a mistake. And I said, what? And he said, you're not 66, you're 67 already. I said, oh man. He said, you always ask me how old you are. And I do. I mean, when you're a kid, you can remember how old you are because when you see a new friend, you go up, hey, my name's LaJuan. I'm 12. How old are you? Well, when you're adults, you don't go, hello, I'm glad to meet you. My name's LaJuan. I'm 66. Or I'm 67. Well, officially, I was born in 57. So right now, I am 67. Or so my husband says, math is my worst. But it was funny because during the video, I was talking about how doing a YouTube channel helps you keep your brain straight and makes you think better and all that. And I couldn't even remember how old I was. But I've always had trouble with that. We're going to get onto this, and I'm going to adjust the camera so you can see more what I'm doing. Okay, as I told you, I used to make pillows. I keep saying as I told you they're in previous videos, but I would make primitive stitched pillows, usually with sayings on them, whatever the people wanted. And this kind of reminded me of some old fabric I might have chosen. I'm not sure. And so I'm just going to attach it here. I could probably do a shape. I hope you're having a safe New Year's Eve. This is my New Year's Eve right now. This is about as lively as we get anymore. We just got home from the ball game and going out to eat. That's our wild night. And it's just fine with me. Okay. There, I've got it. I'm going to put it like so. Just to look like a piece of fabric. I'm not sure it's going to stick well, so at the corners I'm going to put a little bit of my hot glue. And the other night I came out here and I should have filmed it, but I didn't. I had a little piece of flat foam that was in the box of my new silhouette cameo that I still haven't learned. And there was some thin foam, and I cut it out and I sewed a little pillow. And this is the way my pillows would used to look, only bigger, of course. And this one I just stitched love on. I can't do as much by hand as I used to because of my arthritis. And I think I got that from doing all the pillows because I made hundreds. Anyway, I just picked some fabric and I stitched this on. Stick it about right there. Just this is going to be my kind of my memory book as well as a junk journal. And I'm going to stick that down like that. Okay, I turned my heater off so maybe it won't be so loud. I just wanted to share a little bit of my real journal with you, and I'm going to give you a spoiler alert if you have little ones in there, because I'm going to talk about the validity of Santa Claus, and I certainly don't want to ruin it for anybody. So I'll give you a second and you can turn it off or whatever. And but this is just the kind of things I wrote. I wanted you to have an idea of things I wrote in my journal, because I think the written journal is as important as the junk journal. One may be more in fashion right now than the other, but this was January. Well, let me give you a little background first. My son was starting to wonder about the validity of him, and he decided he was going to find out. So he wrote a note to Santa and put it out on the wreath outside our door. Well, my daughter knew about this, and so she came to us and told us, because she knew he would be disappointed if we weren't in on it. And she told me that the note was out there. So when they were in bed, I went and got the note, and it said, "Dear Santa, if you're real, please take one of my cars." And he had left a lot of his play cars on the coffee table. So I looked at it and I took one that's kind of roughed up, icky looking, took it, and that was that. Well, the next morning, Christmas morning, before he looked at what he had under the tree or anything, he ran in there and he looked, and he was missing a car. And he looked on the wreath and the note was gone. And he come back in and he said, "Santa's real. He is real." And I said, "I know he's real." He said, "No, I found out for sure. I left him a note to take one of my cars, and he did." And I said, "Wow, that's pretty cool." He said, "But he took my favorite one," because I picked up the one that was used the most. I just thought, this one's ickiest, I'll take it. Well, the very next year, this Christmas was our first Christmas, no kids believing in Santa. Over the summer, Michael and I were on our way home from town, and the subject of Santa came up. My husband had told me that we should tell him the truth, because he was getting older and he didn't want him to be laughed at. Well, he was saying, "There's not really a Santa, is there?" He sounded like he knew and wanted me to confirm his suspicions. I said, "Do you really want to know?" We were coming up our lane, we call it. We live half a mile off the highway, and we have a dirt lane coming up, and go slow because all the bumps, and we have a lot of good talks on that lane. Anyway, I asked him, "Do you really want to know?" He said, "Yes, no, yes." So I said, "No, there's not really a Santa." And I was not prepared for his reaction. He threw his head back against the car seat. The seat, he wasn't in a car seat. He was in the seat of the car. Threw his head back and started to cry. He said, "Oh, Mom, why did you tell me?" Well, I felt awful. I too started to cry. I said I was sorry, but Dad said he should know. He cried, then he'd ask me, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "Hey, who got my Dukes of Hazzard car?" That was his favorite car. "Last year." I said, "We did." And he said, How did you know?" And I said, "Courtney told us." He said, "Oh, Courtney." And he threw his head back again. I said, "Well, she said she promised, but she knew how disappointed you'd be if it wasn't taken." I kept saying I was sorry, and he'd say it was okay. As we started in the house, he looked up at me and knew I was fixing to say I was sorry again, and he put his hand up and said, "It's okay, Mom. I had to know. or my kids wouldn't have ever got anything for Christmas. And then we had to laugh because that was pretty hysterical. But anyway, that was just a little moment. And I don't even know if he remembers, but when he reads my book after I'm gone, he'll remember that's happening, I hope. Anyway, I just wanted to share that the real journal where you write is equally important, but a junk journal might be a little bit more fun right now. So I'll continue. All right, I've got my little pillow here that I made last night, and I've got these charms, and I think I've decided to use the sewing machine, and I just clipped that right off with my new tool that my husband got me for Christmas. Okay, and I'm going to glue it. I don't know really where. I'll just stick it somewhere. Okay, got that there. Then I have some stickers here. I hope they'll show up. I've got one with thread. I think I'll stick it up here at the top. A little sticker of a spool of thread. And I already have a sewing machine. Let's see, let's do some scissors. It's not showing up very well, but and a button would be good because I oftentimes had some pillows I designed to have buttons. So I'll put the button. And I'll go ahead and put a sewing machine, even though I put the little charm there on the sewing machine. I may take it off. Okay, there's a sewing machine. I'm going to take this one off. It's going to tear a little bit, but that's okay because I'm going to put something there that'll cover it. And I'll cut this off here and here. Okay, put some glue on the back. I appreciate my new subscribers and my old ones so much, but your comments just inspired me to try to think of more fun content. Okay. Well, you can tell I haven't used this in a long time. My rubber band rotted. I've got some old lace here. It's kind of yellowed. I'm going to put a couple of those together and cut some ribbon here and just tie it around like so. I was just so anxious to get started that I didn't really think of everything I was going to do ahead of time. Now I'm going to pull some of this down just to spread it out a little. Kind of creepy out here when you hear things. Thought I heard a knock. Ah. Put that down. Cut the edge off. I can always add more to this page later on, but it's late and I don't want another video that's too long. Okay, I pulled this off and I'm just gonna cut the edges with these scissors, like so, just a little, instead of it, so it won't just look like what it is, just a cardstock there. Okay, let's see if this looks better. I'll hold it up as soon as I get it stuck down. Much better. I found some old tags I had, and I'm going to put on here pillows for sale. Okay, I just simply wrote pillows for sale. Now I'm going to try to distress the edges with this distressing oxide. Now I'm going to glue it here, and this is to remind them that Mom used to sell lots of pillows. Okay, there's my page. A little pillow, a little tag, and this is a little charm, some measuring tape, some sticker, scissors, and sticker button. I could put real buttons, I may do that. And sewing machine sticker there, and some old lace ribbon. And that's it for my junk journal tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on Young's Crossing Creations. If you liked it, I would love a thumbs up. And if you're not a member, I would love you to subscribe. And I appreciate all my old and my new subscribers. And we'll see you next time on Young's Crossing Creations. And Happy New Year. I hope you're having as much fun as I am. Thanks. Bye.